Once upon a time in ancient Athens, there lived a man named Socrates. With his scruffy beard, worn-out cloak, and penetrating eyes, he was a curious sight. Socrates wasn't a wealthy man, nor did he hold any high office. But his legacy would outshine the richest and most powerful because of his deep wisdom and unique way of thinking. Socrates spent his days wandering the streets, marketplaces, and public squares of Athens, engaging in conversations with anyone willing to talk. His goal wasn't to teach, but to learn and provoke thought in others. His life and teachings revolved around 4 core principles, each a cornerstone of his philosophy. Lesson 1. The unexamined life is not worth living. One day, while strolling through the agora, Socrates encountered a young man named Glaucon, who was eager to discuss life's purpose. Socrates, with a twinkle in his eye, asked, "Tell me, Glaucon, have you ever examined your life?" Glaucon, puzzled, responded, "What do you mean, Socrates?" Socrates smiled. To examine one's life is to question and understand one's beliefs, values, and actions. Without this examination, we live without truly knowing ourselves. The unexamined life, my friend, is not worth living. From that day on, Glaucon began to question everything, his desires, fears, and motivations. He realized that true happiness and fulfillment lay in understanding oneself deeply. Lesson 2. Knowledge is virtue. Another time, Socrates found himself in conversation with a proud politician named Meletus, who boasted of his moral superiority. Socrates challenged him gently. "Meletus, can a person who knows what is right ever do wrong?" Meletus hesitated, then replied, "Of course not, Socrates. If they know what is right, they will act accordingly." Socrates nodded. Exactly. Knowledge is virtue. When we truly understand what is good, we cannot help but do good. Ignorance leads to wrongdoing, but wisdom brings virtue. The politician was humbled, realizing that true virtue required a deep understanding, not just outward appearances of morality. Lesson 3. True wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Socrates often spoke of his encounter with the oracle of Delphi, who had proclaimed him the wisest man in Athens. Perplexed, Socrates sought to disprove the oracle by finding someone wiser. He questioned poets, craftsmen, and statesmen, only to discover that they claimed knowledge they did not possess. One evening he explained to his friends, "I am wise because I know one thing, that I know nothing. This awareness of my ignorance allows me to seek true knowledge." His friends marveled at this paradox. They understood that embracing one's ignorance was the first step to gaining true wisdom. Lesson 4. The Socratic Method. Socrates' most famous technique was his method of questioning. He never gave direct answers, but guided others to find answers within themselves. One day, he engaged in a dialogue with a young student named Phaedrus, who struggled with defining justice. Socrates asked a series of probing questions, each one peeling away the layers of Phaedrus's assumptions. What is justice? Is it simply the law, or is it something deeper? Through these questions, Phaedrus slowly constructed a clearer, more profound understanding of justice. He realized that justice was not just about laws, but about fairness and the common good. In terms of legacy, Socrates' teachings lived on through his students, the most famous being Plato, who documented their dialogues for future generations. Though Socrates was eventually condemned to death for his unconventional ideas, he faced his fate with calm and dignity, secure in the knowledge that his wisdom would endure. And so, the tales of Socrates and his teachings spread far and wide, reminding us that to live a life of meaning, we must examine our lives, seek knowledge, embrace our ignorance, and engage deeply with others. His legacy is a testament to the power of philosophy and the eternal quest for truth.